Real quick on chapter 11, because chapter 11 you will breathe chapter 11, and it's for your SB as well. So you have to know chapter 11 by heart in order to make the SBA, and you need to understand what is happening. I take these types of data. All these things are data. All these numbers, all these scores, test scores are data. And of course, when you make CXC exam, it's about 22 to 25,000 people getting graded. And then one person has to make a graph and give statistics on how it was made, which is chapter 11. Maybe those who did CCSLC remember getting individual numbers, writing them in an order, and then finding the median. As you notice now, you're not going to find individual numbers anymore. So let's recap on the most important things of chapter 11. How to interpret tables, how to read graph, what is a range, what is mean, median, interquartile range, and so forth. So starting off, these are the test scores of a class, placing them in a specific class width. The lowest was 50. So I start from 40, no 50. Remember how to look for the notation. Do not forget the notation. Yes, so this is real life. I'm taking this data and giving it to you. Any higher? No, that's it. And let me make it smaller. I have to make the bracket smaller, or else it will be very narrow. I need at least 5. So I will cut this. I need at least 5. And we reduce with 5. $70. We have higher? Yes. Yes, also that. Yes. First step. Between 50 and 55. 1, 2, 3. 55 and 60. 1, 2, also 3. 60 and 65. 65 included, yes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $65 to $70. This is 1 to $70. Two people, and then the rest, 70 to 75. It's 1, 2, 3, 3. That's it. And then you have 3, 3, 8, 2, and 3. Yes, this is the frequency. These are the scores. Yes. This was a paper one. So that was the frequency. When drawing a cumulative frequency, this is cumulative frequency, you always have to take the midpoint. So 50 with 55 divided by 2. 105 divided by 2, 50, what? 105, 52.5. This is when drawing a cumulative frequency. 55 and 60, this is 57. Goes up with 5 if I'm not mistaken. And you have 62.5, 66.5, and then 71.5. Oh yeah, sorry, 67. 72. So what is the total amount of frequency? The total amount of students who participated? We have 10, 1, 2, 3, 19 students. That is correct, 19 students. Only by looking at this table, I can already know where the median is. I know where the median is. The median lies here. How do I know? It's always the middlemost. 3, 3, 3, 1, and then I'm probably in this section. So just looking at the table, I can write, all right, the median is somewhere between 60 and 65. Draw the cumulative frequency table. Remember, not frequency, cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency goes up. Always you have the students or participants, however you may call it, starts from 50 to 75. $19 students, so let's do steps of 2. All right, so you start where? Midpoint. This is the midpoint. 3 people where? At 52.5. 52.5, 3 people. Somewhere here is 52.5, somewhere there. 3 people again, 57.5. I'm at 3, so I add 3 on top of it. So where do I go? 6. It's 57. Somewhere there. 8 students at 65, 62.5. I'm at 6. You add the 8 on top of it. You go to 14. Cumulative frequency. From the word accumulate. Or was it 62? It's a little bit closer. Let me change it. Let's put 52 there. Put 57 somewhere here. And then 62. Was it 14? 2 people at 67.5. I'm at 14, so add 2, I will be at 16 to 67. And then the other 3 people at 72.5, getting to 19. So how does my frequency table look like? This is what it looks like. To make it a bit nicer. Oh. Like this. That is my frequency table, cumulative frequency table. And the scores, students. All right. You have the graph. They ask you, all right, give me the median. You don't have the table. Give me the median. Only the graph is given. They are uneven students. It's 19. If it was even, I took the half and 1 more. So it's uneven. So I divided by 2 the amount of students, and I get 9.5. So where do I have to look at? 9.5. Of course, it's going to be 100% accurate. 9.5. Somewhere there. Then you go down. And then you would conclude, well, the median is where? Somewhere between 61, 62, 63, somewhere there. Between, remember, just write a number. Either 61, 62, 63. I will write it like this, so you have an idea what you should be writing, should be getting. Yes? Do not write this in a test. Specific, 61, 62, 63, 61.5, 63.5. Yeah, specific. Anywhere between 61 and 63, you would get points for this specific answer. No, this is for me to give to have an idea. If you wrote somewhere between 61 and 63, I would give you points for it. Yes, anywhere between 61 and 63 would be the median. What does that mean? When someone tells you, well, the median of class for B is 62. That means the majority of students scored near 62. That's what it means. The median, the majority scored near 62, 61, 63, 58, 66. And if you just look at the table, am I correct? Did the majority score around 61, between 61 and 63? Yes. See, that's the median. So I'm not even going to use the table. I'm going to use the graph and then go back to the table, and then you can see, oh, I was right all along. Yes, majority scored between 61 and 63. Go back to the table. Yes, between 60 and 65, 8 people. Yes, majority is in there, that group. Yes, that's what the median means. All right, next, the range. What is the range? The range means the highest score subtract the lowest score. The highest score was 75. The lowest score was 50. You take this number here. Because if I did not have a table, you would not know it was 55. So the range gives me 25. What does the range mean? That means from the median, the majority scored. Majority scored somewhere around 62. The person with the lowest grade in that class scored 62 minus 25. That is probably the lowest score. Remember, it's an estimate. You don't really know. Which gives us, this is 743. Is it accurate? No. It's somewhere, I think around there. So the highest grade in that class is what? That's 62, and you add that 25 would be 87. Yes, we know it's 75, but 75 from 87 is not that far. That's what it means. So the range gives you an idea of the lowest score in the class and the highest score in the class from the median, always looking from the median. Next, you have the interquartile range. Before you get to the interquartile range, you need to know two different things: the lower quartile and the upper quartile. The lower quartile, correct, which is called Q1, is the 25th percentile of the class. You know there are 19 students in that class. 25% of that 19, so 19 divided by 4, you get 4.75. So you go to your graph and look at 4.75. 4.75, it's almost 5. Almost 5. So you do this, you go down between, yes? No, it has to be thin. I use the 25th percentile of the students. The lower quart. The lower quart is the 25th percentile of the students. Correct. And that is about somewhere between 56 to 57. 56, 55.5 to 57, somewhere there. Yes? Let's say between 56 and 57. So how many students? Let's take 56. You get the scores. The management gets the scores from the teachers. Bam. For B, median, 60, was it? 62. All right, so the majority scored between there. All right, it's acceptable. All right, I'm happy. The range, 25. Ooh, I mean, someone in there scored 37. Not so great anymore. But I'm still happy because someone scored 87 in there. All right. But it's still not enough to tell me what everyone scored more or less. The 25th percent, lower quartile, which is 56. That means, all right, so 5 students in that class scored 56 and lower. 5 students, Q1, 25%. 25 scored 56 and lower. It's still not bad. Why is it not bad? Because the median is what? 62. So if the lowest percentile scored 56, I can have an idea, all right, the majority scored more than 56. So if I go to the upper quartile, which is 75%, which is Q3 of the students, which is 14.5. And put this 14.25. You go back in your graph, 14.25, somewhere here, right close by, here. Go down. Yeah. Somewhere between 68 and 69, 68, 69. Yes, between 68 and 69. Let's take 68. All right, that means 75% of that class scored 68 or lower. Still not bad, remember. You know 5 people or less scored 56. And 75 scored 68. All right, so probably the majority of scores lie between what? 56 and 68. You get an even more accurate number than here. Yes, the majority lie where? In here. That's the majority. They lie there. 10 of those students. Yes, you see? 10. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 9. Yes, the majority lie where? Here. 3 times 3 is 9. All right. And then we go for the interquartile range. Interquartile range means Q3 subtract Q1. That's it. Q3 minus Q1. Which is 68 minus 56. That means this is 11, 12. Interquartile range. Now, what is the interquartile range? What does that tell us? It's a range as well. Between Q1 and Q3, the scores there in between are 12 points apart. So from Q1 all the way to Q3, the difference is 12 points, which is not bad. Since I know the lowest score is what? The lowest score is 56. So I know the highest score is what? Is, 68. In the quart. In there. Between Q1 and Q3, the difference from the lowest and the highest is only 12 points. And I know the lowest is 56 and the highest is 68. So I can give more conclusion to what I just calculated. All right, I'm definitely sure the majority of students scored a good grade. In comparison to, we always say, oh, the mean of the students is 50. Oh, it's bad. Mean doesn't give you anything. What is mean? I can have half of the class scoring 0, half of the class scoring 100. Mean is 50. Oh no, the class is bad. Mean doesn't give you anything. You need median, range, interquartile, you need all of those data in order to say, well, this is my conclusion for the class. Yes? The mean doesn't say anything. And lastly, you have what? The semi-interquartile range, which is what? Q3 minus Q1 and then divide by 2. Yes. What was it? 12, yes. 12 divided by 2. Oh.
What does this tell you?
This tells you from the median, the lowest is minus 6 and the highest is plus 6. In between QR and Q3.
So there is 5 and the difference from
Yeah.
to the highest score is 6.
Yes, in the quart, not the highest of the entire class. Everything has to do in the quart because that's why it's quartile range, in the quart. Where?
56. Axis.
Here?
No. Above. That lower quartile.
Oh, here, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. 6. So you need all of this data to correctly interpret all the scores of the students. This is only 19. Imagine CXC that has 25,000 students. You need to be very accurate. How many people passed? You need to be very accurate. So you need a lot of data. You cannot say, well, the median is 56. Yeah, okay, the majority scored 56. Doesn't say anything. And then comes the following questions. Chapter 12 gets bumped into it. What is the probability that a student scores more than 60 points? Yes? Chapter 12 gets added into this specific chapter. What is the probability that a student scores more than 60? First step, you look at the graph. Where is 60? Here. Go up. Give it a color, green. Let's do green. Yellow, yes, let's do yellow. So with 60, you could say 8. It's more than 7. So say 8, because we're talking about people. We're going to say 7.5 people. 8. So the probability of scoring 60 or more in the students is 8 over 19. That is your final answer. Easy peasy. Wow. Chapter 11. If you understand all of this, the SBA will be extremely easy. Because you have to collect data for your SBA. For example, one thing 1.5 is doing. The amount of hours a student studies. Yes? And then you go to the different forms. And then you need to make a table. No. You can do that, yes. 5 of every. You need girls and boys.
So 6, so it's even.
No, it doesn't have to be even. If you want to make the CXT exam, yes. Hence for this year. But we can only decide that after the test week. Because if you score 60 or lower, there is no point. Yes? So, this is your, let's say, the person going to do amount of hours studying in comparison to, in your book, page 486, if I'm not mistaken. It's 86, no, it's not 86. 68, I think. 68, yes. You see this, 71. This is your SBA. It's already there, 471. This is the SBA. You have to write a paper. Yes? Time spent on homework at Seaview School. This is an SBA. Do girls make more homework than boys? No, it's a question.
No.
So, this is its findings. You see, boys and girls, they made a chart. Form 1, blue boys, red girls. Then you have to analyze the data. That is why chapter 11 is important. If you cannot analyze the data, what can you say? Right? Analysis of data. I already see, all right. In all the forms, girls study more than girls. You can just read it from there, the graph. That's what you have to do. You're analyzing the data. In form 3, the difference between girls and boys is minimal. Yes, you can see all of that. In form 5, the amount that the boys and girls study is more than all of the other forms. See, you see how much data I can conclude from just looking at the graph? Yes?
Obsessive everybody is 70% and privilege is 30%, right?
Study more.
65, 35.
65.
35.
I think the guys are more than the girls.
Yes? So, let's see what your test scores will be in test week 1. If it is commendable,
You just 65 and
35. So those who score adequately can come to me and say, teacher, I want to make the CX exam this year with Form 5. Then we have to hurry up with this, which takes you 2 weeks to make. It doesn't take that long. And I will help you. I will help you with this along the way.